Hey everybody, I am going to do an explanation of the difference between lawful and legal. This is for a jury presentation. The first part, I would like for you to comment. Just pretend that you're on a jury and see if this makes any sense to you. If not, please comment and tell me what I need to change. This is a work in progress. Eventually, I'm going to either do a book or a series where you can get forms to fight these criminals running the court system, because the courts were set up for we the people, and the legal society has come in and taken over. So the order of the universe, so to speak, is God, the Creator, created man and woman. Man and woman created the government. The government created legal societies, the legal society, who created codes, acts, and statutes. There are only two laws: do no harm and do not trespass. Period. That includes do not murder, do not steal, do not cause injury to another person, do not trespass on someone's property, that sort of thing. So who is above everything? Man and woman. There is no state of Alabama. There is no city of, county of. These are just fictions. They're just titles. The state of Alabama, city or municipality, is not going to testify against you. Only the man or woman who represents the state, city, county, or municipality. Section 11.1.2, the Code of Alabama, and these codes are pretty general in every state, so you'll just have to look up your particular state and see where, under definitions, where they're located, the sections of your particular state. But under the Code of Alabama, this county is declared a body corporate. And it states every county is a body corporate, i.e. a corporation. Section 1140-1 states that municipalities declared bodies politic and corporate, i.e. a corporation. The reality is that you are a man or woman, period. The titles and the fictions are plaintiff, defendant, judge, police officer, prosecutor. The real name, John T. Long. The fiction or the title is all capital letters, John T. Long. There are only men and women who sometimes act as a judge, police officer, prosecutor, etc. They are employees of the corporation. Now, some definitions: inalienable rights, rights that are God-given, that are not transferable or cannot be taken away. Liberty, the state of being free within a society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, behavior, or political views. Injury, harm, damage, or loss sustained. person, a man, woman, or child. Lawful works on facts and evidence. Legal works on codes, acts, statutes, assumptions, theories, and opinions. The Constitution of Alabama in 1901 states that we, the people of the state of Alabama, in order to establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, invoking the favor and guidance of Almighty God, do ordain and establish the following Constitution and form of government for the state of Alabama. Now, these are all generally in every single state constitution. The wording is almost identical, so you'll just have to pull up your constitution and see what it says. That separation of church and state is bullshit, because in the Constitution, they're invoking God. They swear to God on a Bible to when they take their oath of office. Most of them. You see the president put his hand on a Bible. So that's bullshit. Article 1 states the Declaration of Rights, that the great general essential principles of liberty, remember I defined liberty, and free government may be recognized and established. We declare, number 1, that all men are equally free and independent. They are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So the government was established by the Constitution. The rules of the government are established by the Constitution. It doesn't give you rights. It states what the government can and can't do. Number 2, that all political power is inherent in the people, and that they are all, let me read that again. That all political power is inherent in the people, and that all free governments are founded on their authority and instituted for their benefit. So the government was set up for we the people. The legal society has come in and taken that over and come up with their own legal acts, codes, and statutes. And that therefore they have at all times an inalienable and indefeasible right to change their form of government in such manner as they deem expedient. So what I'm trying to do is take the court system back and give it to the people. It's been hijacked by the legal society. 10, that no person shall be barred from prosecuting or defending before any tribunal, which is a court in this state, by himself or counsel in any civil cause to which he is a party. 11, that the right to trial by jury shall remain inviolate, which means not harmed or changed. So they can't tell you can't have a trial by jury, You got to watch your language. Trial by jury, not a jury trial. And that you have a right to press your claim before a jury. And we'll get into that in a minute. This is a kicker right here, and this is in all the constitutions of every state. You'll have to look up to see what section it's in. But it says that all courts shall be open, and that every person for any injury done him in his lands, goods, person, or reputation shall have a remedy by due process of law, and right and justice shall be administered without sale, denial, or delay. That means they can't charge you for filing a claim, they can't deny you, or they can't delay you pressing a claim. And I'll get into all this later on. But the people, the person, the man or woman, has a remedy in his lands, goods, which is your property, person, which is you as a man or woman, or reputation. So if someone trespasses against you, you have a remedy under the law. If someone steals your goods or property, you have a remedy. If someone injures you, then you have a remedy. If someone tarnishes your reputation, those cases are kind of hard to prove, but anyway, you have a remedy by due process of law. So what's that? That says that the courts shall be open. They're open for you, for me, for we the people, the man or woman who is injured. Number 35, that the sole and only legitimate end of government is to protect the citizen in the enjoyment of life, liberty, and property. So this is their only function, to protect you in your enjoyment of life, liberty, and property. And when the government assumes other functions, it is usurpation and oppression, which means to seize or exercise authority of possession wrongfully. And that could be your land, goods, person, or reputation. When they violate your life, liberty, and property. And then it says it's illegal for them to do that, or unlawful. You've got to watch the terms. Unlawful. 36, that the enumeration of certain rights shall not impair or deny others retained by the people, and to guard against any encroachments on the rights herein retained, we declare that everything in this Declaration of Rights is accepted out of the general powers of government. It's telling you right there, these are the powers of government. And any violation of these can result in damages and shall forever remain inviolate, which means unchanged. They can't come in and change this like they've done. The legal societies have done. There you go. The legal society cannot break the law to enforce a legal act, code, or statute. The law, according to the Constitution of Alabama, is any injury done him in his lands, goods, person, or reputation, period. The state, county, or municipality was not harmed. You can't harm a corporation in its lands, goods, person, or reputation. In fact, the harm done was by the man who sometimes acts as police officer who is an employee of the corporation. He has no authority unless he is injured in his lands, goods, person, or reputation. There was no crime. When you get arrested for a traffic offense, it's not a crime. It's a traffic offense. It's only a violation of a legal act, code, or statute which the man or woman never consented to. Remember, the people are the source of power, not the government. The man or woman who sometimes acts as a police officer caused injury or harm to the person they arrested by assault and battery when they put them in handcuffs or touch them, because assault and battery is defined as an unwanted touching. Barratry, which is using the court system for profit, is exactly what's going on here. They're a for-profit corporation. Unlawful detainment, which is detaining someone against their will when they put you in the back of the police car, and that's unlawful detainment. It's against your will, by threat or force, when they're dressed up as a military person, with guns and bulletproof vest. That's intimidating. You're gonna do what they want you to do, or they'll shoot you. I mean, that's ridiculous. And extortion, which is obtaining money through force or intimidation. Just like I said, they're threatening you with jail if you don't pay them money. That's extortion. The county and municipal court systems are a for-profit corporation as defined by their own rules. A corporation has no power over you. That's slavery, which was abolished by this Constitution. The employees of the city, state, and county corporations complaining of a violation of a legal act, code, or statute under color of law which is color of law is acting like you've got authority over someone when you really don't. And that's a federal crime. When someone is defined under federal law, color of law is a federal crime when someone acts to deprive a person of a right protected under the Constitution, i.e., life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Or injury, harm done to your lands, goods, person, or reputation. So you have a claim against the man who sometimes acts as police officer for injury or harm done. You have a remedy. So, without any authority, consent, or debt, the corporation has conspired to commit fraud, which is representing a material fact that you rely on and you are injured or damaged or harmed by that fact, such as you believe in that the court system or the police have authority over you. They don't. So you can file a claim against the man or woman who falsely arrested him or her, imprisoned him or her, causing damages to her person, to him or her person, property or reputation, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which we defined liberty earlier, all in violation of the Constitution of Alabama, 1901. The man or woman who sometimes acts as police officer, judge, prosecutor, and attorney, including me, takes an oath of office as a public servant, which is sworn to under oath as follows. This is the oath of office that they all take, including me. So it states, I solemnly swear or affirm, as the case may be, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Alabama, so long as I continue a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully and honestly discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter to the best of my ability, so help me God. There's that separation of church and state again. So when they're acting outside of their Constitution, because the Constitution is their laws for them to follow. So what they're doing is administrative proceedings. It's not a constitutional court because it's a corporation. There's nothing in the Constitution of Alabama regarding these administrative proceedings, and I'm talking about court proceedings when you get a traffic ticket or you violate some code, act, or statute other than harm done to somebody, or trespassing, murder, theft, that sort of thing. That's a real crime. So there's nothing in the Constitution of Alabama regarding these administrative proceedings. This is not a constitutional court, as they are set up for the people to have a remedy for injury to their lands, goods, person, or reputation. The police officers, judges, prosecutors violate their oath of office when acting outside the scope of the Constitution. Man and woman are sovereign. What most people don't realize is the Constitution of the United States and the constitutions of the states set up rules for the governments. They don't give the people rights. They set up the rules and laws of the governments on what their functions are. Any violations of these functions are unlawful. The United States, for instance, the United States government only has authority within 10 square miles of Washington, D.C., period, and federal lands, forts, federal buildings, and that sort of thing. That's their only authority. So, and the laws that they have in the Constitution of the United States only apply to employees. They don't apply to you. You're not an employee of the United States government. They have no authority in the states, federal government. That authority was given to the states to write their own constitutions, which they did. And here it is in the United States Constitution. Section 8, powers of Congress to exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district, not exceeding 10 miles square, period, as may by cessation of the particular states and the acceptance of Congress become the seat of the government of the United States, and to exercise like authority over all places purchased by the consent of the legislature of the state, in which the same shall be for the erection of forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other needful buildings. That's federal lands and buildings. So it tells you right there in the United States Constitution that they have no authority outside of 10 square miles of Washington, D.C. Continuing on, United States Constitution, Section 8, and to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for carrying into execution the foregoing powers and all other powers vested by this Constitution in the government of the United States or in any department or officer thereof. So it tells you right there that their laws only apply to the government of the United States or in any department or officer thereof. You are a corporation. The judges, police officers, and prosecutors are public servants. What they have done is given themselves the illusion that they have power over you. That's why the judge sits above everyone. They do not. You have the power over them. As I went over, just nobody ever questions this because they have programmed us since birth to obey. Obey your mother, obey your father, obey your teachers, obey the law, which that's fucking slavery. And as I went over at the start, the order of power is God created man and woman. Man and woman created the government, which is from the Latin govern, for control, and ment, mind control. So the government was created to control the mind. They've done a pretty damn good job, I have to admit. The government, i.e. the legal society, created codes, acts, and statutes to rule over corporations. You became a corporation when you were born with a birth certificate sent to the state. When you receive it back from the state, it's all in all capital letters. Same thing with your driver's license. Look at your driver's license. Look at your bills. It's in all capital letters. You're a corporation. They didn't tell you that, though. If they did, you'd know that they're full of shit. So what the courts are doing is playing a game of Monopoly. You go into court as the hat. That's the title. Your all capital letter name on the Monopoly board. Not as a man or woman. You go in as a plaintiff, defendant, sovereign citizen. Those are all titles. You have to go in as a man or woman and stand your ground as a man or woman and not buy into the title that they try to give you. So your hat lands on the go to jail spot. Your hat goes to jail, not the player, which is the man or woman. But they've kind of overridden that, and they send your ass to jail or make you pay them money, which is Monopoly. You land on their property, quote unquote, and you have to pay them money, or you violate one of their code acts or statutes. You have to pay them money. The city, county, and the state are for-profit corporations. There is no city of, county of, state of that will come and testify against you in court. When you go in court, just tell them, is the state of Alabama going to be here to testify? It's a joke. No. Because they're a fiction. It's like McDonald's telling me I can't eat at Burger King. It's bullshit. So the fictions, there is no CIA, there is no FBI, there is no IRS. There are only men and women who sometimes act as agents of these fictions. But as a man or woman, and they harm you, if they try to take your money or if they put you in jail, you go after the man, John Smith, who sometimes acts as agent of the CIA or the FBI or the IRS or the United States government. You don't go after the police officer or the CIA. You don't sue the CIA. They laugh you out of court because it does not exist. That's why all these police officers get away with murder, because you're suing the suit, the police officer's suit. You're suing the suit. So they laugh you out of court because you're suing a fiction. It's all smoke and mirrors. The men and women who operate the courts are using their illusion of power to generate money. Legal works on assumptions, presumptions, opinions, and theories. Lawful works on facts and evidence. The legal society, the cops, the judges, the prosecutors, can't break the law to enforce a legal act, code, or statute. There you have a remedy. Claims for injury and harm. When a man or woman who sometimes acts as a police officer, judge, or prosecutor breaks the law, they're operating outside their sworn oath of office to uphold the Constitution. The man or woman has a claim against that police officer, judge, or prosecutor for injury or harm done in his lands, goods, person, or reputation, i.e. assault and battery, unlawful detainment, extortion, barratry. The right to a trial by jury is in all the constitutions, and thus when you are harmed by a man or woman who sometimes acts as a police officer, you can file a claim against them as a man or woman. And I'm going to get into all this, and I'm going to do a course on this, and I'll have all the forms and that sort of thing. The claim, how to file a claim, how to file notices. So when you're harmed, you can file a claim against them as a man or woman, not as a police officer, but as a man who's violating the law. They're violating the law for harm done to your lands, goods, person, or reputation because they are acting outside the scope of the Constitution. And here's a notice. I got a notice from the IRS saying I owed them like $80,000. So I sent them a notice, and this is how it reads. And I'm going to have all these forms for different people, police officers. Greetings to the man, Sean P. Franklin, who sometimes acts as an appeals team manager. It has come to my attention that I, the man, John T. Long, owe a debt. He's the one that sent me the fucking letter. So I sent him a certified letter back stating this. I do not understand the legal language, so I take to you notice of law for remedy to prevent any trespass by you, a man. I believe this claim of debt is in regard to property of I, that's my money, my bank account or whatever, due process levy. It was so they're threatening to file a levy, a lien against my property or my bank account. That's theft of property, by the way. So I'm giving him a notice that if he continues to press his claim, I'm gonna take him to court. So I state, who are you to bring forth a controversy by way of threat of barratry? Remember, that's using the court system for profit. Debt, which I don't owe this guy debt. Extortion, which is using the court system for profit. Theft and collection action. Is it your intent to trespass upon I by the use of an administrative procedure against a man with no breach of contract, wrong or harm done to you, as I believe I owe no debt? However, as an honorable man, if a debt does exist, I have no more to pay than $10 per month by way of postal money order, as any other amount will cause harm to I. Is there anything else of value you will accept for the debt which you claim is true by way of evidence? I'm talking about a contract. Is there a contract I signed where I owe you money? No, there's not. Any such evidence was signed, and if there is, if I filed income taxes, then I signed under threat, intimidation, duress, and threat of taking property by way of theft, extortion, and threat of unlawful detainment, which is jail. Additionally, you believe I owe a debt to you and or a federal entity, none of which I agreed to. I say, if this does not provide remedy and you or any other man or woman continue to pursue your actions, I will require and convene in a court of law for you and I on the record for any man or woman who wishes to press a claim to testify under oath before a trial by jury for any wrong I have done or a debt or breach of contract, so that I, an honorable man, may provide remedy for any claims. I say, however, if this claim of debt is untrue, which it is, then I will press a claim for trespass against you, the man, Sean P. Franklin, as you are the one who brings forth the controversy. And I will press a claim of trespass by way of barratry, extortion, loss or harm, by intimidation, threat of theft of property, unlawful detainment, and I will seek compensation of $1 million plus $1 per second plus cost. If this trespass continues any further, I will place this order before a magistrate or judge to be paid in U.S. postal money order or certified funds within 30 days of said order as compensation for any and all trespass committed by you, Sean P. Franklin. So see, you go after the man who sent me the letter, or the cop who locked me up or arrested me. I will, to be paid in U.S. postal money order, certified funds within 30 days of said order is compensation for any and all trespass committed by you, Sean P. Franklin, and any other man or woman making a false claim against I. It's a law common to I, the man, John T. Long. I say now, if you wish to remove this controversy, please notice I within 7 days of this date, and I would be more than happy to forgive any trespass, as I want any trespass to be forgiven against I. So there, this is all spiritual stuff. So you use language of the universe. I verify that all this is true and will so state in open court before a trial by jury, name, address, city, state. Never heard back from this guy. And if I do, I'm going to file a claim against him because he didn't notice me within 7 days. So this is my first book of John, not the one in the Bible. I try to give it a catchy title. Came out May 14, 2019, #1 new release in substance abuse on Amazon. It's a compelling memoir documenting my addictions, relationships, the supernatural, spiritualism, and the 12 steps. And my story is filled with raw, jaw-dropping accounts of real-life events that are dreamlike, laugh-out-loud, humorous, and life lessons that leave the reader feeling uplifted, lighter, and exploding into a million pieces of joy. And I got this from a review from this girl, so I liked it. Through his personal experiences, John shows how he ultimately reached that place of peace and understanding that the world can neither give nor take away. Rather than meditating in a cave for 20 years, I have taken life head on in an outrageous and sometimes unbelievable experiences that led to my awakening. The techniques outlined and practiced in this book will guide you to a life beyond your wildest dreams. Learn to live in the now with total peace and joy. Identify, delete, and reprogram a new subconscious mind. And that's what I've done over the past 20 some odd years. As you know, your subconscious is programmed during the first 6 years of your life, and the programming that you receive are from your parents. Your parents give you all your programming, your grandmothers, your teachers, your preachers. So your mind is a blank state when you're born. So most people are operating out of their subconscious mind, right? And you don't even know it. So, for instance, when I was growing up, I would ask my parents for money, and they would say, "We can't afford it. We don't have it." So that was programmed me early on as lack. So when I had kids and they asked me for money, I said, "I can't afford it. I don't have it." So I was perpetuating my own lack. So the techniques that I've put in this book helped in reprogramming my mind. So now I am abundant. I am happy, joyous, and free. The I am statements are some of the most powerful in the universe. And then this is my second book, The Rainbow, A Journey to Unconditional Love. This is a sequel to my first book, the Book of John, not the one in the Bible. I gotta change that. Released on, I just said that. So in that book, I describe my life and the techniques I use to improve my spiritual condition through all my trials and tribulations. Everything happens for a reason. That reason is to experience life and grow spiritually. Everything is spiritual. Money's spiritual. Everything is spiritual. There's no line of demarcation between spiritual and material. It's all spiritual. This is a never-ending process, even when we transition after death, quote unquote, which we never really die. We just change forms. There are many dimensions in heaven. We never really die. We just leave these magnificent biological units to continue our journey on different planes and dimensions, or come back to Earth to play some more. The body is a biological software operated and programmed by the soul or eternal being of who we really are. We are eternal beings, experience life in all its different forms and realities, to experience emotions, learn compassion, truth, joy, happiness, etc. Eat, drink, all of it. We come into these bodies to experience life and to have fun and to create the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this is a true love story, literally from beyond this world. This is the rest of the story and the journey to unconditional love. It is bizarre, surreal, and profound all at the same time. Very few people will believe how this unfolded. Without knowing at the time, everything was orchestrated perfectly and with divine guidance from the spirit world, our higher selves, and a plan that was conceived prior to our entry into these biological units we co-created. A lot of you have heard about soulmates and not a lot about twin flames. This is about my twin flame, which is usually the path to awakening to a deeper understanding of universal truths, which all lead to unconditional love. That's who we are eternally. Get ready to take a journey in real time to the greatest love story ever told. So I've been making very powerful, high-quality wands for over 15 years. These are custom 9-inch handmade wands with a Lemurian or crystal cap. By using the knowledge I gained in my studies of the law of attraction and metaphysics, the 3 quartz crystals, which are electric, and 3 very strong magnets, which are magnetic, alternated on the inside, combined with the copper, which is a conductor, make a 3-fold energy system, the power of 3, 6, and 9. Tesla said that if we understood the power of 3, 6, and 9 and vibrations, can conquer the world. This results in an extremely powerful wand to increase your abilities to manifest intentions, raise vibrational frequencies, and healing abilities. I use my wand. I've got 2 wands that I made. I use them to heal pain in my left hip. Sometimes when I'm driving a long time, I'll just place one of the wands on my hip. I've had a lady cure her tinnitus with one of my wands by putting it up to her ear, and healed her tinnitus and vertigo. She couldn't even get out of bed. She bought one of my wands in Nashville. I've had friends tell me that they place it on their low back or upper back, neck, removes pain. Not a doctor. You can go to my website, johntlong.com, and there I'm gonna have my when I start my course on lawful versus legal. I'll have all my forms up there, and they'll all be explained. And anyway, thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe to my channel, and share this. We need to get this out. The court system is just out of control. The police are out of control, and I don't have to tell you that. You already know it. Governments just do whatever the fuck they want, and it's time to put a stop to it. And it's going to take we the people as individuals to stop this madness. Thank you very much.